It's been 3 years now since the brutal, barbaric beating of Ronald Greene Jr. at the hands of a gang of white police officers, the Louisiana State Patrol. This is a year before George Floyd happened.
Rodney King, Ronald Greene. The difference between Ronald Greene Jr. and Rodney King is that Rodney King lived. On May 10th, 2019, he was beaten to death, tased, and tortured. There's a cover-up involved. Every cop that has said something about it has ended up dead or terminated. After 2 years, the body cams finally came out on May 19th of last year, 2021. Once we saw the body cams, we saw Greene emerge from his car and say, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." He said, "I'm your brother." Because he knew they were going to beat the ever-living shit out of him. They dragged a shackled up Ronald Greene Jr., who was spitting out blood. Like George Floyd, he couldn't breathe. Every time he'd get on his side to try to breathe, they would kick him back down. He tried from his left side and his right side. He was beaten to death. That cop who said we beat the ever-living F out of him ended up getting fired. On the day he was fired, get this, he died in a one-car accident on the way home. After the police had told Miss Hardin that Greene had died in a one-car accident after the high-speed chase, she wasn't allowed to see the body. Now the Department of Justice is investigating the whole Louisiana State Patrol with a culture of beatings like this. Mona Hardin has waited long enough for justice. We owe it to Ronald Greene Jr., who said, "I'm your brother," and that was responded to with a beating. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. Rest in power.